What's up? What's up? What's up? Randy Van Patten here in the Drum Vault. Check it out. We're here at vansdrumming.com to talk a little bit about rim shots and how they can damage your drum. Well, actually, it's from being a heavy hitter, I suppose. But I've got here a nice crushed snare drum, maple snare, and I use some of these little lock lugs, which are almost like this hard nylon plastic that slips over, and it's really on the three lugs where my left hand hits. So when I'm drumming, my left hand is coming down, whacking the snare drum in this area here every time. And that's usually where I'm rim shotting. 9 times out of 10 when I'm playing a rock and heavy tune, I'm coming down a lot of times with the actual snare head and the rim, just wailing on this rim. And what I try to do is I try to hit between these two lugs. Because if you start coming down, and some of you may have found this out, if you start beating on a drum right at the actual lug, like right on top of the lug, where your lug is. First of all, think about what it's doing. You're actually, especially if you have some plastic type of nylon inserts or different lug locks on the actual drum, you're actually beating the heck and applying a lot of pressure on the actual inserts where these screw into. And that stuff is like a pot metal in a sense. It's not really heavy duty cast type pot metal. So even the most expensive drums, I've got some really nice snare drums. This has happened to me before. So what you end up doing, not in this case, this particular case, the lug is actually 2 lugs from top to bottom. But I'm going to show you another snare drum, which is an awesome maple snare drum. I call it the Pink Panther because it was one I used during the 12 hours of drumming. This is a beautiful, lovely sounding, amazing Cyclone drums, by the way. Custom drum maker here in Florida, Tampa Bay area. And so this is a maple snare, and I was doing the same thing with this snare drum, but maybe, I don't know what happened, but it happened to be. This particular snare drum has one solid lug, right? So there's 2 screws going into it. Therefore, if you start beating the heck out of this thing, it's going to give in both places if it does. Well, sure enough, I actually busted the pot metal off of the inserts. The inserts that actually go into the drum itself just cracked from beating and beating and beating. It finally just snapped, you know, and it couldn't take it anymore. So I know obviously Cyclone Drums is going to help me out here. I'm sure get this thing, get new lugs made or replaced. But in this case, the top of this one actually came off. The bottom is still screwed in. You can see right there. But the top part of it right here, it actually is come off. So it's you know, first of all, don't hit so hard. Second of all, when you're rocking and rolling, you have a microphone on your snare drum, you don't need to be rim shotting all the time. Why have I beat my drum so hard? I don't know. I'm an idiot. Anyway, so long story short, if you're going to be rim shotting the heck out of your snare drum, try to do it in between the 2 lugs, okay? Try to come down so that you're like in between these 2 lugs. You're not just wailing out right on top of a lug. It can't take it. Even the nicest, most expensive snare drum isn't going to be able to take that kind of a beating. So again, that's a rim shot, beat your drums apart tip from Randy Van Patten here at Vans Drumming. And I'd like to take a moment just to thank everybody for an awesome 2012. I got some more lessons coming up, obviously, but there's an amazing sale going on at vansdrumming.com right now. 20% off anything in the cart, including gift certificates. You can use as many times as you want now through December 24th. Look at the coupon code right down there in the description of this video. Again, vansdrumming.com. Check it out when you get a chance. 20% off. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, and all that hoopla. All right, later.